Hi, I'm John Conjemi, and welcome to Catching Up with Christian Wilkins. Christian, thanks so much for joining us today. I know the off-season has been a little hectic, but it's great to see you, even though it's not in person on the Zoom call. It's great to see you. What have you been up to, man?
Hey, it's good to see you too, John. I've been real busy actually this off season, but trying to stay healthy, try to stay safe and everything with this crazy time in the world with the pandemic and everything. I've been having a really busy off season training, trying to stay in shape. I'm still enjoying myself and having a good time. So.
Well, nothing's really been regular about this off season. It's been a time of flexibility and a time of change. How do you prepare not only physically but mentally, not being on campus for the OTAs, doing everything via Skype and Zoom?
Yeah, no, I feel like the mental aspect has been the hardest one, just because it's different trying to learn and everything over Zoom instead of being there in person. You don't ask it's different because you don't ask the same questions. You still try to pick it up and learn as much as you can, but it's different when you're in a classroom setting. You know what I mean? Than over Skype. But so that's been the biggest challenge. But the coaches have all done a good job, with the meetings and everything, and the players have been, doing great too. Everyone being there, everyone's still asking a lot of questions, and it really just, it's really up to you now to study more, put in more time, because just the settings, just the makeup and everything is so different. So it takes a lot of time after meetings and everything to study and just really try to get a good grasp on what's going on.
What would you say, the quarantine's been different for everybody, obviously, but is there something that you found in yourself, maybe a new hobby or a new fun thing to do while you've been kind of cooped up over the last couple of months?
Well, really, I'm not much of a gamer, but I've been playing more video games. You got to find something to pass the time, I guess. That's kind of been the thing. And I love playing cards and stuff and just playing board games. So like the people who are at my house, who I'm with, I play a lot of card games, board games, things like that. And that's always fun to me. That's pretty much it.
So getting to know your teammates obviously has to be a little different in this offseason as well, because with the addition of free agency, with the draft, with the undrafted free agents, really that personal contact at lunch or that personal, interaction or body language you don't get in the locker room. How has it been getting to know some of your new teammates?
It's been great still. I feel like guys have done a good job of still reaching out. I know I personally reached out to like all the drafted guys and then like a lot of the free agents and stuff who joined the team. Just still try to build a relationship with those guys. And even the guys that are on the team last year, we still text and we'll FaceTime, and we'll try to find different ways to reach out to each other, which has still been good. And still over the meetings and stuff and on the Zoom calls, we're still able to talk a little bit and just try to get a sense for each other. So for what it's worth, I definitely feel like we've done a great job of still getting to know all the new guys and still build relationships with the guys who've been here before.
Well, you mentioned, reaching out not only to the veteran guys that you've played with last year as a rookie, but some of the rookie players. And do you remember what it was like being a rookie? And if you do, what advice would you give some of those guys that were drafted and undrafted on what's the best way to make the 2020 version of the Miami Dolphins football team?
Well, yes, I remember being a rookie. It's like it was yesterday. It almost feels sometimes like I'm still a rookie. It's so quick, such a quick year. Everything went by so fast. And really just the advice I would have for those rookies is like number one rule that I feel like, is just like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, whether you're a free agent, the 5th round pick, 1st round pick, 3rd round pick. If you can contribute something to the team, then you're going to make the team, and what I'm saying, it really doesn't matter, and I've noticed that especially last year we played more rookies than probably anyone and stuff too, and we had a bunch of guys going out, and it didn't matter where guys were drafted or whatever. Guys just when they got their time, a lot of us performed, to at a high level. So really, that's just my advice to those guys, and really just stay the course because it's going to be a long year, it's going to be a long season, and it's even more difficult going to be a little more difficult and challenging for them because they didn't have OTAs or a rookie mini camp and stuff. So their first experience with pro ball is going to be most likely training camp. So it's just going to be a really different. So That's what's my biggest advice. But then just got to just stay the course, really, because it's such a long season, and it's going to be longer than any year they've ever had experienced with football. So.
Yeah, I agree with you, Christian. The learning curve will be a little bit different this year for those guys, not getting out on the field and going through walkthroughs during OTAs. Right. The classroom work is there, but the questions are probably a little bit different. I know just going back through my head and being a rookie and going back and saying I might have been more boisterous and asked a question if I was in the room, but now you don't want to be that guy. So right. you kind of suppress it, and then you get to training camp and all of a sudden you're swimming a little bit. So I like your advice there.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Also, 2019, you talked about a little bit about your rookie year and all, the flexibility you showed as a defensive tackle moving along that defensive line. Is there one moment that stands out to you? Was it your first sack or your first team win or that moment that you said, you know what, this feels really good to be in the NFL and it feels really good to be a Miami Dolphin?
Well, really, it was the first, it started as early as even, right after getting drafted, obviously been coming here because that was like a dream come true. So from day one, just everyone was just accepting me and was loving and it's a dream come true. And I feel like every day when I go into that facility, it's weird. I just kind of have a moment and I'm really walking into the Miami Dolphins facility. Like this is it. And really, just playing that first game was a great moment. Even in preseason playing here against the Falcons, just all those, I tried to, appreciate every moment along the way, really, I just really, it's awesome just that I'm able to be here in the position I'm in, and try my best to thrive, at this level and, be the best player and best person I can be for the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's always exhilarating putting on your uniform and getting out and running out when the fans and the stadium's going crazy. It must have been a great thrill for you that right. first time. And also looking forward to your second year as an NFL defensive tackle and playing for the Miami Dolphins. A lot of movement in free agency, a lot of movement in the draft. And you take a look at your football team, especially on the defensive side of the football. What's your excitement level going into the 2020 season with the additions that you've made to strengthen this football team?
Right. No, I'm really excited about all of that. I feel like we've done a lot of things to get really solid at every position, at least on paper, that is. And, that's why, I just really love what we've done on both sides of the ball. I just feel like, we got the right kind of guys and not just really good players, but also the right kind of guys to help build this organization. And it's the type of guys we want around here. And who we feel like we can win with. So that's definitely exciting. And, that's why I can't wait to really get in person and get around the guys and just to create that bond because I feel like, who we have, we could do a lot of great things with.
Yeah, Christian, I don't know if you feel this way, but at least I do. It all starts at the top. And Coach Flores, Brian Flores, sets that tempo and that tone and the way you guys address, every day as a new day. I just think Coach Flores has so many great qualities about him. Which one would you put maybe at the top of the list in terms of when you think about your head coach and the way he's going about his business? What quality would you maybe set up at the top of the list and maybe talk a little bit about him as a man and as a coach?
Well, what I love about Flo is that he's never satisfied or he's never made it. No matter what. And I love that because I have the same mindset. Like I'm always hungry, always striving for better. And so that's why I feel like me and Flo are two very different people day in and day out. But I feel like at the core and, our core qualities and our core values match a lot. I just got a lot of respect for him just because he just comes in every day hungry. And I feel like the players and the rest of the organization definitely feed off of his energy, and every like you said, every day is a new day, and you just got to prove it every day. The rent's due every day, really, and you got to keep so, and that's what I love most about him, really. And I really feed off that as a player, and I definitely feel like all the rest of the guys do too. Just his mindset every day, just coming in, starting over, and being the best you can be that day.
Yeah, he exudes confidence, and it's one of the things I love about watching practice every day is because he holds you guys accountable, and not only holds you guys accountable, but I think that gets you going and motivates a professional athlete every day because you know what to expect when that first foot hits the practice field. At least in my opinion, that's what I see. Do you feel that some?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And it just feels like there's always like, I don't want to say pressure, but there's always that expectation that you got to like that we got to get better. I definitely feel that, and and like he loves to create competition and just everything like that. So like you don't get complacent, and I love that too, because the last thing you ever want to do is get complacent as a player, because that's when you start to digress a little bit. So I definitely feel like that mindset, that approach that he brings every day is awesome. Like it's really going to bring the best out of you as a player for sure.
Yeah, I had a coach one time. He preached living on the edge, and you don't want to go over the edge, but you want to be able to be on the edge, because that's when you're at your best. And I think he kind of sets that tone every day, which is fun for a player, I'm sure, because your level of expectation is always there. Christian, the Miami Dolphins and yourself, a lot of your teammates, you included, do so much in the community to help South Florida. And the Miami Dolphins Food Relief Program, through the Miami Dolphins Foundation, it pledges at least 1,000 meals per day, 6 days a week for the next year throughout South Florida and the South Florida community. How do you feel when you hear something like that the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Dolphin Foundation are behind such a great cause to help this community?
No, it's definitely amazing, because like you said, it's such a great cause that helps this community, because I know a lot of people in this community, struggle with food and meals and know what the next meal is going to come from. So I think that's great that, that's something we can do just to be able to help that cause. And us being so notarized in in the city and everything as the Dolphins and stuff. It's just great that we're using our platform and using, what we have to be a blessing to everyone else, really. And that's something I'm passionate about. That's something a lot of the guys on the team are passionate about, is helping this community and allowing it to grow and seeing it and reach its full potential.
Well, personally, I know you a little bit. You know me a little bit. We both are kind of food connoisseurs. We like our food the way we like it. And speaking of that, was there anything during the quarantine that you kind of missed out on that you can't wait to go to either your favorite place or get your favorite type of food when you get back to South Florida?
Well, for me, yeah. I've been getting it's just been different too, because I haven't been able to really eat my favorite foods, or because I've been trying to eat healthy during this quarantine and eat clean, because I don't want to put them in the quarantine.
You don't want to show up and go, who's this guy?
Exactly, right. I want them to think it the opposite way. When I come with my 6-pack beach body ready, I want them to think oh, who's we got a new guy, a new D tackle, but not really, just going out to eat. That's kind of what I miss and what I enjoy, and just being in somewhere like Fort Lauderdale Beach, or somewhere on the water or something, just eating some food, just looking out and enjoying. What I'm saying, just that kind of vibe is my thing. Just something chill. I love to eat in Fort Lauderdale. There's a lot of great restaurants there, so that's kind of what I miss more than anything.
Is there any one particular food that is your favorite, that when you get back in South Florida, you might say, yeah, I've got to go get this type of pasta, or this type of steak, or this type of, for me, it's chicken wings. I'm a big chicken wing
that's
connoisseur.
My favorite food ever. I love chicken wings. That's my favorite food ever. But I like I like a lot of the Latin food down here. I like a lot of the, I like a lot of the Cuban food. That's the empanadillas and stuff like that. I just love all that food. So that's really what I like to eat the most, because it's just the culture, it's the vibe, and they do such a good job down here. So that's what.
Well, from a favorite food to maybe a favorite podcast. Now, I'm going to take for granted that you're watching Kim Bocamper and myself on the Audible as much as you can. But when you don't do that, do you have a favorite podcast, or maybe a favorite book that you found over the last couple of months when you've been secluded, maybe in your house, that maybe enlightened you in any way?
Well, no, that's the thing. I've been actually reading reading a lot of, because it's different now that you're not in school. You need to find ways to challenge and stimulate your mind. So I've been reading a lot of finance books and books about money. Because I feel like I didn't get that much education on that stuff when I was in school. So I like to, the Everyday Millionaire, just different books like that. just to really like, I don't know, still grasp hold of that. So like that's really what I've been reading most of. Just like a lot of finance books, like more educational books, like that. So.
Any type of series that you've kind of followed on TV, either on HBO or Netflix or anything you've been watching that you kind of say, man, this is really good. You would throw it out to anybody to watch.
No, it's weird. I'm not much of a like I don't get into a lot of series and shows like that much. But I just like watching cable TV. Like, just Fresh Prince was on all the time. Like that's kind of always a go-to. Family Matters. I like the old school 80s and 90s sitcoms. That's kind of my
right.
So I love those for sure. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've been catching up on my fair share of that too. Hey, Christian, thank you so much for taking the time out and spending some time with our season ticket members and being able to share some of your experiences over the last couple of months. And we're looking forward to big things. Everybody's excited in South Florida for the 2020 season. So I just wanted to say thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.